If you love true horror stories, paranormal encounters, and tales that keep you awake at night, make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and share your own experiences in the comments. Tonight's story is one that still haunts me. A story about greed, a cursed grave, and the gold that should have never been touched. I never believed in curses, at least not until last year, when greed led me and my friends into a grave we should have never touched. I'm telling this now because I don't know how much longer I can keep it to myself. Some nights I hear voices under the floorboards. Some mornings I wake up with dirt under my fingernails, like I've been digging in my sleep. Maybe telling this story will lift the weight, or maybe it'll drag you down with me. Either way, you've been warned. It started in a small town in the Midwest, one of those places people drive through and never think about again. A forgotten cemetery sat at the edge of town, fenced in by rusting iron and old oak trees. The place was older than the town itself. Locals said it was built on sacred land long before settlers came. Nobody visited anymore, except maybe teenagers daring each other on Halloween. But for us, it wasn't about dares. It was about gold. My buddy Kyle had heard a story. During the 1800s, a prospector who struck it rich with stolen nuggets was murdered and buried there. The legend claimed he was entombed with his gold, cursed so no one else could touch it. Most people laughed at the story, but Kyle was convinced. He showed me an old newspaper clipping, yellow and fragile, talking about a man named Silas Mercer, accused of grave robbing native burial grounds. He was beaten to death and buried without a funeral. Rumor said he still clutched his gold even in death. Gold. Enough to change our lives. Enough to make me forget every warning sign. We were four. Kyle, his cousin Danny, a girl named Marissa, and me. We planned it like idiots. Shovels from Walmart, flashlights, a crowbar. Midnight on a Friday. I remember laughing as we loaded the gear in the truck, as if we were about to camp, not desecrate a grave. Even driving out there, I felt the air change. The road got narrower, trees pressing closer. By the time we reached the cemetery gates, the moon was hidden behind thick clouds. The iron bars groaned as we pushed them open, echoing through the stillness. Marissa muttered, "This is a bad idea. This ground feels wrong." Kyle laughed it off. Superstitions. The only thing wrong here is letting treasure rot in the dirt. We found the grave easily. A headstone so weathered the name was almost gone, except Mercer. The first shovelful of dirt was the hardest. After that, the rhythm numbed my conscience. Dirt thudded, sweat dripped, breath steamed in the cold. The silence was heavy, broken only by our labored grunts. Then, my shovel hit something solid. Not the coffin. A box. A small iron chest, half buried near the coffin lid. We dragged it up. My hands trembled as we pried it open. Inside was gold, real gold. Coins, nuggets, jewelry, glinting even under our weak flashlights. We all gasped. Kyle let out a wild laugh. Danny whispered, "We're rich." But then Marissa screamed, because beneath the chest, the coffin lid had cracked open, and a hand was pressed against it from the inside. It wasn't bones, not dry or brittle. It looked fresh. Gray skin, nails sharp, fingers curled like it was still alive. The smell hit us then. Rot, damp earth, something sour and wrong. Kyle slammed the coffin shut with his boot. Ignore it. Just take the gold. We argued, but greed won. We stuffed our bags with as much as we could carry. And as we climbed out of the pit, I swore I heard something. A faint thumping. From inside the coffin, things went bad fast. The first night, Danny called me, panicked. He said he couldn't sleep, that he kept hearing shovels scraping outside his window. The next morning, his front yard was torn up, holes everywhere, like something had been digging. Then Marissa vanished. We searched her house, her car, her phone. All gone. Only thing left was her bedroom window wide open, dirt scattered on the floor, and her bed sheets ripped like she'd been dragged out. Kyle swore it was coincidence. He said she just ran off with the gold, but I saw fear in his eyes. And then Danny died. They found him in the cemetery, lying in the same grave we'd opened. His body twisted, skin gray, eyes wide open with terror. The cops called it an accident. No signs of struggle. But I knew better. That left just me and Kyle. We argued about what to do. He wanted to keep the gold, sell it in pieces. I wanted to bury it back, beg forgiveness. One night, I woke to find Kyle standing in my living room, staring at the duffel bag where I'd hidden my share. His hands were bleeding, dirt under his nails. "I can't stop," he whispered. "Every night, I dig. Even in my dreams, I wake up with dirt in my mouth." A week later, Kyle was gone. They never found his body, only his clothes, torn, muddy, left at the cemetery gates. That was months ago. Since then, I've tried everything. I burned the gold. It came back. I threw it in the river. It showed up on my porch, dripping wet. I buried it miles away. By dawn, it was under my bed. And the hand. God, the hand. I see it in mirrors, in shadows, pressed against glass, waiting. Sometimes I hear Kyle's voice outside, calling me to finish the digging. Sometimes it's Marissa. Sometimes it's Danny. But I know it's not them. It's what we freed, so here I am. The bag of gold is sitting on my table as I record this. I can feel it pulsing, like a heartbeat. Maybe tonight I'll take it back to Mercer's grave. Maybe I'll crawl in myself and let the earth close over me. Or maybe it's too late. Maybe the curse doesn't want the gold. It wants us. If you ever hear about buried treasure, or cursed graves, or easy riches in the dirt, remember this story. And if you wake up with dirt under your fingernails, it's already too late. That's all I can tell you, for now. But what do you think? Do you believe in cursed treasure? Or do you think guilt and fear can twist a person's mind until they destroy themselves? Until next time, keep your lights on, and whatever you do, don't dig where the dead are meant to rest.